Get ready, start. Sir, I am grateful to you for the address which you gave us yesterday. It showed how hard the Prime Minister had bargained and tried to get good terms from the six of the European Economic Community. We are grateful to him for what he did. I must, however, confess that the ultimate picture which has emerged is hardly satisfactory. Each group of countries is somewhat definitely affected. The prime ministers of Canada and New Zealand have stated their views on how the present proposals affect the more developed countries. President Ayub, whose country is faced with problems similar to ours, has stated his views. I largely agree with this general approach to the problem. I shall naturally deal with the problems facing developing countries like India. I should like to make some general remarks. You, Mr. Prime Minister, referred in your opening remarks to the world situation, the present conflict, the two world wars, and the need to prevent a collision between the two great powers. You also referred to Europe's concern with the East West conflict. We are all concerned with it. Every step which we now take must therefore be judged from this point of view, namely whether it reduces tension between the East and the West, and whether it decreases the threat of war. We fear that the effect of the present proposals and the UK's entry into the European community might be the reverse and might add to the tension between the East and the West. Some East European countries have claimed that the European Common Market will lead to an extension of the NATO alliance. That may not be wholly correct, but it may well result in the increase of tension between the East and the West. The chances of disarmament would grow less. That would be a terrible loss, for disarmament will lead to greater economic progress than the creation or extension of the economic communities. These are considerations which should be borne in mind in the context of the wider world situation. Coming to the present proposals, I should like to remind you, Mr. Prime Minister and other Prime Ministers, that there is need for a new approach of promoting a more healthy relationship between the developed and developing countries. The UN has declared the present decade as the decade of economic development. I have referred to the finding of the surveyor on the basis of which the claim was rejected by the New India Insurance Company. To my mind, the surveyor's report is totally unacceptable so far as the liability in law is concerned. Surveyor is required to report on facts and not on law. Inference would be draw basic on this fact. Legal interference is to be drawn by the insurance authority. The surveyor is not learned in law or trained in law to report on legal aspect of the matter. the insurance company cannot abdicate its jurisdiction in this regard to the surveyor. Now, coming to the decision of the apex court as referred to above, on the strength of which it is submitted that the surveyor's report is an authentic document and it cannot be ignored by the insurance company, who has to abide by the surveyor's report. Having perused the said judgment, I do not find a single line or a word in the said judgment in these lines. All that the apex court has said that the state commission could not be proceeded to deal with the case claiming damages before it, ignoring the report of the surveyor having given cogent reason. Its report could not have been totally ignored. The apex court nowhere said that the finding of surveyor in all aspects of the matter was the last word and binding all the and no one could differ from it. I therefore find that the insurance company totally misdirected itself in blindly accepting the surveyor's report. To my mind, there is another aspect of the matter also. The surveyor is a person who is required to survey the thing at the spot and give finding of fact. They are to be statutorily appointed in cases of certain claim, but the statute does not say that whatever the surveyor says is binding on the insurance company to the end, much less in respect of matters of law. In the present case, the surveyor had no competence to recommend that proximate cause of looting was the dispute between the landlord and the tenant, which would entitle the insurance company to deprive the insured his legitimate claim under the policy. This decision had to be taken by the insurance company itself with the help of facts as found by the surveyor. I find that the survey report, the order of the district commission forum, and the order of the state commission for redressal stands vitiated on matters of law and is an error apparent on the fact of the record and are liable to be quashed. They are accordingly quashed. The result is that the repudiation of the insurance claim is found to be on non-ist ground. The insurance company is directed to reconsider the matter in view of the finding given by the surveyor and the observation of this court, and to proceed in accordance with law, prefer within a period of 1 month from the date of receipt of a copy of this order. Stop.